Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Awaken the Light. I am Kara with Awaken the Light, and I am a Reiki master teacher. And I just kind of wanted to start this channel to aid in the healing of the collective. And I've been doing live streams on my Instagram for a while, so please check that out. I'll have that linked below in the video. And I'll be creating videos of Reiki healing offerings. All of these are also essentially a pay what you can. So I'm going to start setting that stuff up too. But they'll all also be focused around a certain topic. I decided to start my YouTube experience with doing a Reiki section around the process of grief, the 7 stages of grief, the different variations of grief. And then I will just kind of go with some information to really feed into that energy for there to be understanding. Maybe you'll start feeling it in your body a bit. And then we'll go into a grounded meditation where then we'll really feel into our bodies, really ground into those energies and feel where grief is physically and energetically stored in these different parts or one part of your body. And we'll feel into that, we'll release it. And then I'll do a brief Reiki offering at the end and then guide everybody out. So please please subscribe if this sounds like your jam. And also you can take a pause here. You can pause the video and take time to get your space ready, and maybe light a candle. I have a candle that's lit here. I actually got this at my sister's booty yoga glow class that she had the other day. So that was a nice little offering from her. And I have some beautiful incense. I really love sandalwood or blood dragon. So those are always my smudging favorites. That's what I really connect to. So I offer that to you, or just the advice of find some type of smell that makes you feel really nice, really grounded, really centered. Set up your space that way. I also smudged with Palo Santo. And having, some type of fire element like the candle is nice. So do take that moment and welcome back. So again, I'm starting these videos here on this channel, but I've been doing the live streams over on Instagram, really as just a way to give back to the collective, to give these beautiful energy offerings that I believe are so needed, that many of us believe are so needed. And I'm just here answering my call, doing my purpose in this realm, in this lifetime. Please feel free to share your love, comment below, giving your blessings, accepting the Reiki love, accepting the Reiki energy into your field. And I'll also post my Venmo. Again, these offerings, pay what you can. If you got it, that flow of energy, that flow of money energy is always nice. So keeping that alive is always appreciated. And let's just get started. So again, this is a pretty heavy topic. So please get comfortable while receiving this information. It's really meant for enlightenment, for understanding, to also get to this 7th stage of grief, which is acceptance. So I believe that understanding scientifically, in a way, right, what we are energetically and emotionally going through, because they can't always be described in words, but having some type of understanding, I believe, very much helps connect to that inside, so that when we get into that grounding meditation, you have that to release. And then we'll do the Reiki healing. So I'm super stoked. So upon research, I got a lot of this from medicalnewstoday.com, a few articles that I had researched and read. I found that there are different types of grief, different types of labels for grief that we experience. And I think that whether we know it or not, we understand that grief is not a linear process, right? It's not a linear healing process. like this term emotional roller coaster comes to mind for me, right? Like it is truly not linear and it's a natural experience. And this grief process helps us process the pain of whatever type of loss that we have and to move forward towards acceptance. So again, getting this info from medicalnewstoday.com, and I'll put those articles that I grabbed from the ether web below so that you can check them out yourself from source. There are four different types of categories of grief. I'm just going to state what they are with really brief description just so that you can like comprehend it. They're all pretty self-explanatory though. There's anticipatory grief, there's normal or common grief, complicated grief or pathological grief. And within that category, there are four other bullet points of grief that I'll get to. And then lastly, that fourth category is persistent, prolonged, or complex grief. So going back to anticipatory grief, this is expecting a loss that has yet to happen. So another reason why I am choosing to dive into this subject is that I have been dealing with the cancer diagnosis of stage 4 that my mother received almost a year ago now. And so having that anticipatory grief of, although, you know, she's still thankfully with me here in this realm, in this lifetime, she may pass sooner than I would want her to, right? I mean, death is inevitable for everyone, right? It's the process, it's a process of life. It's also just a different part of life, different part of experience of life, of these souls. But as human beings, we are here to dealing with these, you know, emotions that we have. So anticipatory grief can feel very heavy. And then going into what they label as quote unquote normal or common grief, which is that gradual process that you get after receiving a loss towards that final stage, which is acceptance. Then there's complicated grief, also pathologic grief, and this resembles conditions like depression, anxiety disorder, and deviates from normal grief as so what I said before, these bullet points. They are absent or inhibited grief, which is a pattern of manifesting evidence of distress or yearning, delayed grief, which is a pattern where symptoms occur much later than is typical, chronic grief, which is a pattern where symptoms persist over a prolonged period of time, and distorted grief, which is extremely intense symptoms. That's all within this complicated pathological grief category. And then lastly, we have persistent, prolonged, or complex grief. And this is, you know, really intense sorrow that is prolonged after 12 months. So diving into these 7 stages of grief now, this comes from expert David Kressler, and he states that there are 7 stages that are within this grieving process. There's shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, and then finally acceptance. And that we don't, again, necessarily follow them in a particular order. It is non-linear, but they all do lead finally to acceptance. So going quickly into just the 7 stages, shock is that numb disbelief response with the news of that loss serving as like this emotional buffer for somebody to not go into hysteria, essentially. And then denial, these shock and denial help people manage the immediate aftermath of hearing about loss. And denial is refuting the reality of the loss and the associated feelings with that. And then we go into anger. And then that anger could be directed towards the person who had died, could be directed towards doctors, family members, friends, religious entities, spiritual entities. And this replaces the numbness and shock essentially. And it's really important to address that, right? So addressing anger in a healthy way, realizing that it's there, respecting and honoring it, but moving forward from it, not letting it consume you. Especially if it's in a toxic, if it becomes this toxic anger where it's not serving you for your highest purpose. And then comes bargaining, right? I would do anything to take this pain away, yada, yada, yada. And then guilt frequently accompanies bargaining, that kind of feeling of guilt having those thoughts. So then having to deal with emotional guilt, another very heavy and hard feeling to deal with. And then going into depression itself, sad, deep and intense sadness, of emptiness, withdrawing, right? It's a necessary step towards feeling this. And that's what we're going to dive into in a moment here when I lead you guys into that grounded meditation. Is even though we're getting grounded, we're getting clear, we're going to feel that heaviness a bit in order to release it. And it's a necessary step. And then there's a category called testing. And this is like trying to find solutions that offer means of dealing with the loss. So they drift in and out of this. You may, the mental they drifts out in and out of these other grieving stages again, not linear. And then inevitably towards acceptance, right? The final stage, being able to move on, being able to form new relationships, see that there is life through, loss, right? And really at the end of all of that info, I do hope that sharing this information can give you some enlightenment, some understanding as we now go into this very beautiful grounded meditation. So again, just take a moment here to breathe, to get comfy, maybe smell that incense or that candle. That Palo Santo. And you can remain seated if that's where you even are right now, or if you're lying down, remain there. But just feel yourself, your presence right. We'll take this time to just, get comfy. It is you are. Get this kinks out. Be where you can breathe for a moment. Wiggle, stretch, connect to your breath. If you're sitting up as I am, begin to elongate your crown towards the sky, maybe tucking your chin slightly under to really allow that crown chakra to open. Feel your root bones seated on whatever surface, feeling nice and grounded. And if you're lying down, maybe do a nice morning stretch and extend all of your limbs, elongate your spine flat, and feel your body sink into your surface. However you chose to ground, you are the roots of a tree. And you are sinking deeply into Mother Earth. And if it feels safe for you at this moment, you can begin to close your eyes. And if closing your eyes is unavailable for you right now, begin to lower them just to a lower point in front of you. Focus on that point, whatever it may be in front of you, with a light gaze, breathing in and out. You are these strong roots deep within Mother Earth, reaching towards her center. And with your breath, bring your full attention to this moment. You are here. Become aware of your body, feeling lighter and heavier at the same time. Breathe in and out. Allow any thoughts or ideas that come into your mind to be honored and then released down through these roots that are now within Mother, very deeply connecting to her core, to her center. And allow this moment of trust to take over. Full trust, full love, unconditional surrender and love here. And allow these energies to alchemize with the breath. Allow these energies to run down to the center of Earth and receive back her loving, fiery energy. Breathing in and out. As this alchemy is taking place, take this time to connect to the energy of grief. So with your breath, scan your body. Scan your physical body. Scan your energetic body. And take notice. Just be present. Start feeling where discomfort is being stored when you think about the grief that you are holding on to. Whatever that loss may be, or that type of grief may be if the loss hasn't even occurred yet, just a different type of loss has. Where is it uncomfortable for you? That uncomfortable. I invite you in this safe space to breathe into that sorrow. Where is it being held? Breathe into that pain. Feel it. What a beautiful teacher. That pain is love. It's just a reminder of love. And that it's okay to feel it. And it's okay to release it. It's okay to continue forward. And to alchemize this love, this unconditional love that you have within you. We are alchemizing the energy here. To allow it to work for you, to move you towards acceptance, to move you towards more types of understanding, more types of forgiveness, more types of love for yourself, for your cup, so that your cup may be filled to be able to fill others. Breathing in. Release it out. That requires noise. I invite you to do that. If that requires silence, I invite you to do that. Thank this teacher as you allow it to be released from you and to be alchemized and renewed by Source, by Universe, by Mother Earth. And as you continue to give and receive, bring your awareness into your center, the seat of your inner knowing, your inner intuition, and notice the messages that you are being asked to receive. Listen. As you deepen your connection with the powerful energy of Earth, you begin to return to your own inner wisdom. Breathing in, breathing out, and listen. With your next exhale, I invite you, if you are not already, to lay down. If you are able to receive this distant Reiki, I'll be using some symbols to connect our energies through time and space. Time is a construct, so at any time that you view this video, you are able to receive this energy. I invite you, when you are done receiving the energy, to comment on the video, comment below and say, yes, I receive, or whatever you're called to receive this love. So getting comfortable receiving this Reiki. If your eyes are not closed, I invite you to close them if that feels good for you. And just breathe for a few moments. I have just used a distance Reiki symbol to connect our energies to a beautiful symbol bridge. And if you are a visual person, you can imagine this as a beautiful golden bridge of light, connecting us by love, protected by energy that I have set up before hitting the record button. So I send you this love. Breathe in, breathe out. Sending you energies of healing, of protection, of emotional and spiritual clarity, unconditional love. Breathing in and out and receiving. Taking this moment for yourself. Feeling gentle light. Renew your DNA as it washes over your body, your energetic field, your aura, down through your chakra system, meridians, just clearing, releasing what is no longer serving you so that you may have a sense of clarity, or just maybe feel like you can take a deep breath in and out. Start to come back to your body, bringing your spirit back if it's not there already. Maybe wiggling some fingers, toes, and ankles, bringing some light, gentle movement back. Together, we will take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Breathing in and out again. Taking care of yourself, making sure that you stay hydrated. Drink some water after this video for sure. And with love and light, I hope to see you again.